Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the other side of the coin. Look at what we have here. Look at the picture that is on your screen. Apparently, this is breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. Alexander Isak, I mean, it was probably bound to happen, this particular link. Newcastle, we know, under immense pressure, I believe, from in regards to FFP, PSR, and they are looking to let go of some of their players. I don't know whether they're really keen to let go of one of their superstar players, Alexander Isak. However, if this is true remotely, it's not coming from David Ornstein, it's not coming from Fabrizio Romano. We'll get to who it's coming from. But if this is true, this would be unbelievable move. Alexander Isak, I think we can all agree, he's a sensational striker. What doesn't he have? He's got the movement, he's got the pace, he's got the finishing, he's got the dribbling. He is he is a sensational striker. Fits the bill for Chelsea Football Club in terms of the project. 24 years old. However, there are other obstacles in here in terms of his transfer fee, which is going to cost a lot of money. I believe he's got a fairly long contract still with Newcastle, somewhere around 2027, 2028. Let me have a quick look. I've actually got that page up. Let me just increase that a little bit. Yeah, 2028, as you guys can see over there. Let me just, yeah, there you go, 2028. So it's a long-term contract. And his wages, I had a quick look as well, ladies and gentlemen, 6.24 million per year, which is approximately about 120,000, which makes sense because I believe he came from Real Sociedad to Newcastle, so he probably wasn't on high wages at Real Sociedad. So 120k makes sense. How much would he, will he demand at Chelsea Football Club? It cannot be 150,000. You're not going to cap this guy at 150,000. You've now seen enough of him in the Premier League to say, look, he's probably close to a 200k striker. Whether we're going to do that or not, so far I've not seen it, and we're going to talk about it because there's a particular tweet that's out. But the bottom line, look, if this actually is true and we start seeing movement, then obviously we're all going to lose our mind. This player would elevate us. There's no two ways about this at all. You can imagine players like Cole Palmer, players like Nkunku, players like everyone else that we have in our squad. They would relish having a player like Alexander Isak up front. Nicholas Jackson definitely will be, can learn and also try his best to compete with someone like Isak. The standards will be held high. This guy is a ruthless finisher. The goals that I've seen him score last season were some special goals. All right, let's go into the news, ladies and gentlemen. Now, this is firstly the breaking news coming from Craig Hope. Let's have a quick look at who Craig Hope is, ladies and gentlemen, because these things are important these days. Craig Hope, Daily Mail Northeast Football and England correspondent, ghostwriter of Mark Clattenburg autobiography. So Daily Mail, I don't know how seriously we want to take this. Breaking conversations have taken place between Chelsea and Newcastle over Alexander Isak. The Blues have indicated a want to sign the Sweden international. Now, we know there may be some form of a good relationship with Newcastle and Chelsea. We've recently done deals with them in regards to Lewis Hall. We know their Saudi owners have some sort of connection with Clear Lake Capital. So I don't know. Newcastle have financial fair play issues coming up. Are we going to be going there helping them out? Maybe we buy one of their players, they buy one of our players, and just sort of not balancing it out completely, but somewhat helping each other out. We have financial fair play issues as well, and we're going to get to how much this player is going to cost. Could there be potentially something there? I don't know. I mean, I'm trying to be optimistic, but I think at the end of the day, I think this is a bit of a smokescreen situation. We did get Mark Guiu. I think that's how you pronounce it, Mark Guiu or Mark Gui. I'm not really sure, to be honest. But at the moment, we'll go with Mark Gui. So there's been rumors that him coming to Chelsea Football Club doesn't mean that we're not going to go for strikers. We are going to go for strikers. Jonathan David's name still floating about, as Mark Gui is still young. Now, Chelsea have made an inquiry for Newcastle striker Alexander Isak. They know that any deal will take a club record fee beyond 115 million they paid for Moises Caicedo. I was talking to one of my really good, now it's a bit of a mate on social media, and obviously a very good, loyal viewer of the channel, Hudge. Some of you guys would know him on live chat. I was just having a conversation, and he was saying that, I think we've done a bit of a mad thing when we paid that level of money for Moises Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. This, not saying they're bad players. Obviously, you know how much I rate both of these players. But at the end of the day, that level of money that we spent on both of those players is probably a little bit insane. That type of money you spend on Isak type of a player, like attackers. You don't spend that type of money on midfielders who, let's be honest, really, they don't really contribute in terms of goal scoring, midfielders either. They're very good. They're necessary for the team, but that type of money created a bad precedent, I feel. And now, here we are. Newcastle want the club record fee that we've set on Moises Caicedo to be broken to get someone like Alexander Isak. And to be honest, I don't think in this financial predicament that we find ourselves in right now, without Champions League football as well, that we're going to just splash out 115 million for Alexander Isak. I'd love to think we could. I'd love to think that we can somehow balance the books by letting go of other players, but I don't know. I don't think this is that viable. So, ladies and gentlemen, bottom line, Alexander Isak, wow, what a player to have if we can manage to pull this off. But there's some obstacles, wages, as we said, 120k, he's already on that. He's going to demand more, and 115 million in terms of transfer fee. We've mentioned, the three main things under the current model that we have at Chelsea Football Club: low wages, low transfer fee, and you've got to be under 25. So he only meets one of those criteria, under 25. The other two are astronomically out of the park. So I'm not sure. Let me know your thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Is this possible? Can this happen? And as I said, there is another tweet that we're going to touch base on that kind of states that Chelsea are not really blocking themselves off from such deals. Now, Chelsea would be expected to continue their bid to add further power to their front forward line, even if Mark Gui does join the Blues. I like this. I mean, I was getting worried that, is Mark Gui going to be the backup striker to Nicholas Jackson? That doesn't really give me the confidence that we're going for something important next season, at least a Champions League spot. No disrespect to Mark Gui. I've not watched him. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys haven't watched him. And as much as you want to give him some opportunity, I think at the end of the day, we need to be serious as well. I think the best move for someone like Mark Gui is to get regular minutes on a loan, whether it's in the Championship, whether it's at Strasbourg. And if he's keen to stick around at Chelsea Football Club, he's probably going to play a third fiddle, not even a second fiddle, because you want some serious players coming to Chelsea Football Club. That still fits the model. So, look, good to know that we are looking to buy another striker. Chelsea are still weighing up a move for Jonathan David. Yesterday, Canada versus Peru was the first time I actually got to watch Jonathan David after a long time, actually. I remember Chelsea playing against Lille and Jonathan David in the Champions League, so I got to watch him there. But properly after a while, I watched him. I have to say, look, the goal he scored was very well taken goal. Ruthless finishing, but he then had another opportunity moments later, and that was probably the easier chance, and he completely fluffed it. And a lot of people were telling me when we were doing the watch along on Playback, if you haven't subscribed to Playback, ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to our Playback channel. Feroz and I, we run that. The link is in the description. A lot of people were saying this is what you're going to get with Jonathan David. You're going to get very good finishing, but at times you're going to get some ridiculous misses as well. And the other factor that I wanted to point out with Jonathan David, obviously, once again, he fits our project. He's below, less than 25 years old. His wages are not going to be that much, and potentially his transfer fee, if we can get him for less than 30 million, is probably a good competition for Nicholas Jackson, someone who can come off the bench. The thing that I wanted to point out to you guys was that from the match I saw against Peru, this brother, when he has the ball, he's not the quickest player. He's not. He doesn't have that blistering pace. He's someone who can, he'll be there in the box and he'll probably finish things off. And he's someone who's good in terms of linking up play, no problems, but he's not fast enough. There are certain times where there is a break, and you're not going to depend on Jonathan David to gallop down the field and do something special. So pace is a bit of an issue. But look, from who we've been linked with, besides Isak, literally moments ago, he's probably the best one out of the players that we've been linked with. But it has to be the right amount of money. We don't need to overspend on this player, and we certainly don't need to pay excessive amount of wages. There is no strict. So this is the tweet that I was telling you guys about. How Chelsea apparently don't have a wage, cut off, and don't have a transfer fee cut off, and this and the other. There is no strict wage policy in place at Chelsea. Cases will be judged on an individual basis. It is not as if they have ruled out the possibility of ever offering a player the kind of salary Bayern did to Olise ever again. But the numbers achieved would have to justify it more than what Olise or Nico Williams, have managed in their careers. So a lot of you guys have been saying that, what have they achieved? What have they done? Cole Palmer has already smashed it out of the park. Have they done Cole Palmer numbers? You're right. They haven't. But you pay these ones, you just see the talent is immense, and you think that, you pay for such talents and they're only going to develop at your football club. But I also hear some of you guys when you say, no, we're not going to take a gamble. What if we pay the big wages, they come to Chelsea Football Club and they don't do well? We want to bring in players that are going to be within our wage structures, and if you do well, we'll reward you. So I hear that. I understand that. But it's good to know that apparently, we're not restricted to that wage policy. If you've got a history of doing really well, and if you've achieved stuff, then we are looking to break that model, I suppose. And Isak is someone who's shown in the Premier League the amount of goals that he's scored. I believe, just come back to here, last season, as you guys can see, 30 matches played, 21 goals in the Premier League, 1 goal in the Champions League, 2 goals in the FA Cup, 1 goal in the Carabao Cup. Overall, 25 goals in 40 matches, 2 assists as well. So he's obviously been sensational. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about. Let me know your thoughts about Alexander Isak. Do you believe it's going to happen? Do you not believe it's going to happen? Let me know your thoughts about Jonathan David as well, how you really feel about him. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Smash the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, see ya.